Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. New business, item number 1 is approval of balancing change order to the contract with ST Bund Construction for the ESD parking project. Wow, it's a deductive total of $57,477.30.
Motion.
Second.
I mean,
Anytime we
Mike,
get money
I
back.
really want you to come back more with this kind of news. This is
Yeah.
so good because we've got so many paving opportunities in this city. Do we not, Mr. Gurney? That we need to be taken care of.
I wish we had the opportunity to do this more often too.
Me too. I might cry, Mike. It's great. It's great news.
Yeah, the project turned out well, and as you can see, we were well under budget.
That's awesome, man.
We appreciate you, Mr.
Appreciate
Gurney. Do I hear a motion? I think I got a motion.
Yeah.
Got a motion now?
Motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
No.
Item number 1 is approved. Now, Mr. Tyler, I'm going to explain to you why you need to vote yes later. Now, item number 2 is authorization to submit grant application with the U.S. Department of Transportation for a project Protect planning grant to fund Cribbs Mill Creek drainage design, no match. Brian,
Well,
welcome.
sir. Thank you. So, what this is, you may remember we did a study on Cribbs Creek, Cribbs number 1 and 2, which are basically the tributaries, if you think 15th Street by Cookout, that's where they combine just upstream of there.
It's behind DCH and all that,
It
right?
does reach up to behind.
Near the railroad tracks and all that.
Yes, sir.
Didn't we do this fund? We funded this with UA,
We
right?
funded a
We
study.
funded looking at it.
Looking at it, right. The study with
So
UA.
that study identified a solution, and that solution is $33 million. So obviously, that's something that's gonna need outside assistance. What this request is request for authorization to apply for a Protect grant to do the engineering, which will be the next step. That's significant in itself. That's $1.2 million thereabouts. There's no match. It would set us up to be in position to then go after the same type of grant funding for the construction.
Questions?
I did.
So this is also the one that hits what I call Parkview, but it may have a 15th Street and 10th Avenue.
That's a different basin.
That's not the same basin?
No, sir. No. Parkview Basin runs out, so Parkview is really at the top of the basin. There's some more stuff on the north side of the railroad tracks, but it goes kind of diagonally through closed system across Central's athletic fields. And then
Towards
it
Forest
gets in-
Lake?
Yeah, through a little bit of Forest Lake, and then the trapezoidal channel where you get Hargrove and Second Avenue, down there by the
Yeah.
RV park. That's kind of where
Yep.
that eventually gets into more of a free flow
Okay.
situation.
So in a partnership like this with the university, who takes the lead?
But we have to be the sponsor, the local municipality.
Okay.
So I will-
What's the time frame, Brian? I mean, if
August
When will
18
we
to
know?
submit.
we're awarded.
I'm unsure of when we'll know if we're awarded. I'm expecting 90 days. I know the obligation date, the requirement is in 2 years, September of 25.
It's gotta be completed.
So I would expect there's, by the end of the, I said 90 days.
Do we know how competitive this particular grant is?
I think it's highly competitive. That's my understanding of having sitting in meetings, talking about.
Does Gray Matter do this for us, or?
So, yeah,
Yes,
I'm
I
sorry, I'm sorry, Brian, to interrupt.
Go ahead.
So and I just want to clarify, the obligation date is not the completion of the study date. The obligation date is just that we are under contract,
Okay.
and that we have obligated the funds through that, so, that DOT has reviewed the contract and has approved that we can spend their money on the contract. That's all the obligation date means. This is the first year they've done it, and so it's a brand new, opportunity for the city of Tuscaloosa to be able to apply for it. It's been made specifically for basically our needs exactly for this style of a a project to apply. There are two separate types of applications that you can have through Protect. One is a planning grant and one is an actual construction grant. If we fulfill the planning side of things, we might be in a better scenario to be able to apply for the construction grant the next time around. This is a significant project, probably about, what, $15 million approximately total for construction.
I thought you said 33.
So, sorry, 15 about when we were doing it for build a couple of years ago. But, so that was, you know, we wouldn't be able to really fund this on our own without possible federal help. And so we're trying to get in the best possible scenario to be able to do that.
Is Gray Matter, is this interim or Gray Matter doing this?
Gray Matter is doing the full application in conjunction with the University of Alabama and ALDOT.
I was gonna add that, some of the parameters, I guess, the criteria they're looking at is, supply chains. You know, they want resilient supply chains, and so we think this is a good qualifier for that with the railroad track, the highway near the hospital.
Nice.
So
That's
I
good.
think that's something that.
I'm good with it. You?
Good.
Motion.
Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 2 is approved. Thank you, Brian. Item number 3 is authorization for adoption of airport rent abatement and hangar development policy. Welcome, Jeff.
Good afternoon. These first two items are associated. We've had various council members ask us to look into a potential incentive policy. We've had the Airport Advisory Committee ask us to do the same. We've looked at various concepts to try to figure out how can we address the 100% capacity that we have in the airport. We've had it, I know, at least for the past 10, 15 years, if not longer, and trying to find ways to encourage development that promotes more capacity at the airport. And we've had some developments across the airfield, but this one specifically is trying to promote development of multiple aircraft in one development. Sometimes they're called shade ports, T hangars, community hangars. They're all different layouts, but the basic premise is that they can hold multiple aircraft for multiple people, and that helps us grow the airport. And we looked at grant type programs. We've looked at funding it purely from a city side. We've looked at or try to work with parties that have done it with 100% private funding. So our recommendation is looking at kind of a public-private partnership, into where we look at simply a rent abatement up to 5 years and seeing if we can help offset those initial construction costs, give them the ability to get a return on their investment, and see what this policy has. The recommendation is limited only for 12 months, and then we come back and just review it and seeing if it's
Update our asset.
Right.
absolutely.
Correct?
Jeff,
Absolutely. I mean, that's important.
When we say the airport has had 100% occupancy for over 10 years, that does not include the 2 FBOs, right?
It does.
It
All
does.
the hangars that they have, the hangars that we lease, the private hangars on the airport, every one of them is full.
Really? So our spaces and their spaces are all booked?
Absolutely.
You know, Jeff, I'm very,
Your airplane.
I know you and I've had several conversations about this, but I'm very appreciative of the willingness to step out and look and say, this is kind of a different way of doing things, right?
It is.
Because I think the more these public-private partnerships, I think really work well if we structure them the right way and we incentivize somebody to do this, and then it's upgrading our asset, right? And
Absolutely.
it keeps the city from probably having to spend millions of dollars. And hopefully it'll make our airport better and we can get the terminal fixed. We're gonna be in a great, either a new terminal or whatever we're gonna do, right? I think that's a big deal. And kudos to you and the Airport Advisory Committee. I'm assuming they're buying this,
Yes, sir.
correct, and vetted this. So,
How many
kudos
hangar
to y'all.
spaces do we have?
We have it's about 106 aircraft, and so it comes down to around 25 to 28 hangars.
What do you think our expectancy hangar number would be?
Our new number?
Yes.
This will grow 6 additional spaces for the airport. This one, the development that's coming in behind this recommendation, we have a lease that wants to take advantage of this now. So their proposal is to add 6 more spots, and we're going to put this on our airport's website to let everybody know that people can take advantage of this. It can be people that are currently on the airport can take advantage of this, and any new tenants can take advantage.
Do
of
you
this.
have, to Councilman Wilson's point, if you're gonna start, if we approve that other one with 6, do you have an estimated number that you think this could generate? I mean, what's your expectation of what this policy
We would
could
like to,
generate?
we would like to see getting closer to between 130 and 150 spots on the airport.
So-
So we have one interested party now. I think as we get it more out there in the public that it's available, we'll probably see some from additional interested parties.
How much room do you have, or can you tell? Because, I mean, if you just went crazy,
We've probably got 200 acres of developable land that's not being used currently.
but it wouldn't hurt the future for planes landing or anything.
No, sir, it's, part of our master plan shows us where we have ample locations. So depending on the size and type of development, we kind of know where to put it on the airport, so we're kind of efficiently locating everything. So we've probably easily got 50 plus acres for this small size of development.
Jeff, will you go back and repeat something that you said, that anybody can apply to do this? There's not one firm that's gonna do this. This is open to people that are leasing space from us right now, and other people that would like to lease space that have been turned down because all the space is being used. Because I know some people will say things to me that some people have hangars and they're not even using them. They don't have a plane in them. But this will allow ultimately more funds for the city and for development of our airport, correct?
It will, and
So I think that's important for the public to know. And
It-
there's
it's
not
just-
one person that's doing it, it's multiple people.
Is
We've
this
had
coordinated with our FBOs?
it's coordinated with the advisory committee. So our FBOs are a tenant just like our private.
That's what I'm asking, but they're a tenant who also creates and leases spaces, right?
That's correct, within
So,
their
are-
lease parcel that they have.
So what I'm trying to get at is we're not stepping on our contracts with them.
Yes, we are not.
We are not.
We're not impeding, and they are eligible to apply for this abatement as well.
Yeah, we're not like the franchisor licensing a Starbucks here and then on the block on either side a year later. That's what I'm trying to get at.
So an example, if they've got 10 acres within their leased property that they haven't developed yet, they can take 5 of those acres and apply it to this policy and get rent abatement
Okay.
for that acreage within their leased area.
That's good.
I'm good.
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The item is approved. That's item number what? 3. Item number 4 is authorization for the mayor to execute a hangar lease agreement with Tailwind and Blue Sky Aviation LLC. Jeff?
This is our first interested party to take advantage of the rent abatement policy. They are interested in building a T hangar consisting of 6 aircraft. They're to locate centrally on the airport, just northwest of the main terminal, where the TPD hangar is. That's where they'd like to locate and like to take advantage of a 5-year rent abatement.
So they're gonna build a new hangar.
That's correct.
And where they're out of, where are they from?
They're local, Mr. Philip Connard and Matt Caddis.
Mac who?
Caddis with Civil Works Construction.
Oh, I'm glad that worked out.
Yes, sir.
So they're basically gonna build the hangar, and then we're gonna give them an abatement like for 5 years to help them offset the
Yeah.
cost. And build new
Built brand new.
on our property.
So moved.
It's good.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
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 Item number 4 is approved. Item number 5 is approval of work authorization with Atkins North America to provide design and bid phase services for runway 1230 crack seal coat project. $498,000, Jeff.
So the next 2 are associated. This is our first step in getting Atkins to provide the bid and design phases for a 50-50 grant that's ALDOT only. Typically, we do an FAA and ALDOT grant. This is an ALDOT only for pavement maintenance. We are needing to provide a seal coat and crack repair on the short runway. Something of note with that particular piece of infrastructure, it's not FAA eligible. So we are very fortunate that Aldott was willing to fund 50% of this pavement maintenance. And the number actually should be updated to $99,791.31.
It is.
On that.
Once they are gone
You're right.
through the design and bid phase, they will come back and apply that number, and that'll allow Aldott to award the grant to the city of Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, but this says construction phase services also.
It is include all three.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 5 is approved. Item number 6 is authorization to submit final grant application with Aldott for the runway 1230 crack seal and seal coat project, total is $498,000.
So we're asking permission to go ahead and apply for the final grant applications once we get those bid numbers back, so that Aldott can award the grant to the city.
So moved.
So we apply for this grant, the $500,000, we'd come up with 250,
That's correct.
and that's already in our,
Airport Improvement Fund.
It's already in the budget.
Okay, second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Jeff, thank you for your leadership and what you're doing at the airport.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there any other business to be brought before our committee this afternoon? Our next meeting of our committee will be next Tuesday, August the 22nd, of course, at 2:30. If there are no other items to be brought to us, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.